All right, this is Push It All Away, my last live loop turned into final song. We're going to listen to it all the way through, and then we'll break it down, see what I did afterwards. Here we go.
Pushing my emotion, let me come close to you. Extracted my attention from your unwavering blue. Yeah, 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 I gotta waste before I'm there. Yeah, 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 I got a feeling that you care. Go in, let me push it all away. Go in, let me push it all away. Oh, go in, let me push it all away. Oh, pushing through the silence, trying to read between your moves. Caught up in the tension, every little thing you do. Oh, yeah, 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 I've been drifting everywhere. Oh, yeah, 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 but something pulls me back to you. Go in, then we push it. Go in, then we push it all away. Go in, then we push it all away. Go in, when we push it all away.
All right, there is one thing that's really bugging me about this track, and we're going to fix it right now. That's the bass. What's happening in the bass, I want it to have more a swing to it. Dun, dun, da, da. I wanted that to be a little bit shorter. I want that to be on the 16th note. And you notice how it's right before the 16th note. So we're going to change that. Let's see what that sounds like. Not quite. No, it's too swung. Or it was like this. Yeah, it just didn't start. Maybe it needs to start a little bit sharper. Yeah, I think I like that better. So I think what's happening here is I'm getting a little bit of noise before the actual note happens. So let's get rid of that like I did in the other one. Yeah, that's better. That's what's been bothering me. The note wasn't as sharp. The attack wasn't as sharp as I needed it to be. So I'm gonna fade that and then fade that in, fade that out here. Yeah, so let's listen to that again.
Pushing my emotion.
Yeah, that's better. This is actually okay. That's actually better.
Extract.
Yeah.
To you.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy, paste that, make sure no artifacts. All right, let's listen to it again. I like that. So the next, when this bass is coming in here, we're going to do that and then paste that in there. Oh, where's it going to? It's going to here. There you go. All right, so we're good.
Pushing through the silence.
Gotta get a good attack there. That made a big difference. So we solved the bass issue, and the ending is another thing that's kind of bugging me, but I don't know. We won't get into that right now. Let's listen to all the individual tracks. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's look at these individual tiny little sound effects here. So these are more like synths than sound effects. These are from Tyrell number 6. What I did was I have a lexicon on the actual track, a reverb, so I didn't bust this one. And then my trusty echo melt. I love that one. And then I have this kickstart. It has this like whoa, whoa kind of effect. And then this delay, another Tyrell number 6. You can hear the pulsing a little bit. So that's that. And then I have Diva. Yeah, too much yeah, that's just kind of a cool, funky sound. I thought it would kind of work with this track. And here's another sound. Yeah, and then here's the chorus. Let's listen to these individually. So that's from before. Also from before, now combined. So something new added for the chorus. And then I took those sounds and repeated them later. Let's so those are my kind of plug-in synthesizer sounds. Let's take a look at the acoustic guitar. That just repeats. And then acoustic guitar for the chorus. I used an SJ200 and a J50. I use those a lot. And acoustic guitar percussion. I'm just doing this with my hands and damping the strings. And then here's an electric guitar. That's from the actual live loop. Here's another electric guitar processed through my pedal board craziness. And you can hear that live loop. What I really like about, I do this a lot, and I love the effect. You have like a really, really big reverb, and it builds up, and then it just cuts off when it starts looping again. Here's my UDO synthesizer. So I'm using my pitch bend thing on the synth. I love that thing. And then here is vocal Oz.
Go in, let me push it all away.
So that's doubled in the choir. Why is that under? Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. And here is the other vocal. That's from the actual live loop. And then here are 2 electric guitars. Two very different sounds to create a really big stereo effect. Let's take a listen to the left. Here's the right. And in the track,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a feeling that you care.
these are not quantized, these are actually played. And then we're going to go to the DMD, drum machine designer. Here are the different sounds that I'm using. And that sounds like this. So you see what's going on in the hi-hat. Kick drum and snare, pretty simple, nothing crazy going on there. We've got a hi-hat. That's actually live, recorded from my drum kit. Another hi-hat. Just stepping on that. Here's a tambourine. Another tambourine where I'm shaking it. All right. Tambourine a little bit later for the chorus. The bass for the chorus you haven't heard yet. So here's the chorus. So these are some AI vocals that I spit out. All right. And then here are the main AI vocals.
Pushing my emotion. Let me come close to you.
And here is the second AI vocal.
Pushing my emotion. Let me come close to you.
So yeah, with AI vocals, you get a lot of little artifacts. But again, this is a demo. I'm going to replace all the AI vocals with real people once somebody wants this as a track for a project. Okay, then we have claps. I did 4 different takes of me clapping in a microphone. Shakers. What I did with this microphone, it can be stereo. So I just did 2 shakers on either side. It's such a cool thing and it saves a lot of time. I don't have to do the shakers separately. And when you're doing something at the same time, you also get more of a live sound. You get more of the room. It just sounds, yeah, it's a different sound, but I really love using this in stereo mode for a lot of things. This ramp up here.
Then you push it.
So here's this little ramp up sound effects. What I did for this sound effect was bounce. Well, first of all, I added a delay, a triplet delay, and onto this vocal. And I bounced it like this. I think I got rid of the original bounce. I didn't need it, but, and then I brought in the tail. I cut it right here, I think. And then I reversed it. You know, nothing crazy. It's a pretty standard trick, but then it sounds like this. I brought in the speed up effect. Yeah. And I just made it shorter. For the main vocals,
Go in. Then you put
yeah, you get some weird effects.
away. Go in. Then you put.
So some of the ohs in the AI, that was not oh. I put more reverb on it. So in the track, it sounds like this. Yeah. And by the way, for all AI vocals, I sing everything first, and then I bring it into an AI program to transform my vocal into someone else's voice. Sometimes I really like it, and sometimes I think it sounds like crap. It just depends on the track. I'm not a pop singer, so my voice isn't really going to sound good on this. There are certain pop rock songs that I write that it sounds my voice sounds okay on, but it really just depends on the track. This is for to give clients an idea, like, hey, this is the direction we can go in, which is really nice with AI. So I don't use AI to write music for me or really to do anything creative. My advice to anybody who's writing music, don't use AI to write for you. Use AI so that it can work for you in creating like something like a better vocal or yeah, mainly I mainly use it for vocals. I think we got it all. Yeah, so here's the last chorus. Yeah. So I think it sounds pretty good for now. Um, I'll put it on the shelf, see what happens later. Maybe it'll land on an album or, like I said, project for a client. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking. If you have a comment, please leave it down below. Love to know your thoughts. And then next week, going to have another live loop for you. Have a good week. See you then.